guys, I am Irene and I am here today with my good friend Amanda.
Hi.
And Amanda and I are going to prepare a veggie lo mein, a nice kind of a takeout substitute homemade version that's much healthier. So stick around. Okay, so Amanda and I have been friends for about, we've known each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
We go to the same church. And I remember, your family is not plant-based, but I do remember that you tried some clean eating at one point in time. How did that go for you?
Yes, we did the Whole30, and it was wonderful. Everything tasted delicious. You know, it was really, my body felt really good, but it was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to an easier recipe.
Exactly. So I found a recipe, and of course, you guys, you know, if you've seen any of my videos, you know I am devoted to the Monkey and Me Kitchen Adventures website. It's a mom and daughter team, and they have created just these fantastic whole food plant-based recipes, and they're all just so delicious and they're not hard. So you and I are going to work together to make this lo mein recipe. I've already cooked the spaghetti, so this is just sitting and waiting. And you and I are just gonna kind of go through the recipe together and see how it goes.
Great. My kids love lo mein, so this will be perfect.
All right, awesome. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of the sauce ingredients in a bowl and whisk it all together. It calls for tamari, and I was checking out today, I was looking at, well, tamari wasn't available where I went, but I was looking at the soy sauce, and I could not believe how much sodium was in soy sauce. It was like 900 milligrams for a tablespoon.
My.
So when I saw the liquid aminos, it's a lot lower in sodium. It's 350 milligrams, and it's an excellent substitute. So that's what we're going with today. So next we're gonna do, it calls for 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. So we will do 4 of those. And then while she's pouring that, you guys, this recipe calls for ume plum vinegar. And the thing about this is, well, according to the website, it's super important to the recipe. It's a flavor that's really important, but you can't find this anywhere. I looked at Wegmans, I looked at Walmart. I didn't go to any Asian markets, but anyway, it's available, of course, on Amazon, so that's where I got this. So
Amazon,
yep, and they got it here in a day. So
Nice. How much is this?
So we are going to add 2 teaspoons, and now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the rice vinegar.
Okay.
And then while she's doing that, the next item is tahini. Are you familiar with tahini?
I know it's used in Greek cooking sometimes.
Is it? So tahini is a sesame seed paste. It's kind of similar to a nut butter.
Okay.
I couldn't find it. I could not find it. I went to 3 stores today and I couldn't find any. We're going to be okay without it.
Yeah.
But it's in the recipe, you guys. If you have tahini at home and you're making this, you would certainly feel free to add that. Okay, and so now we need 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I do the cheater garlic.
Me too.
It's just so crazy convenient. I can't help it. There's some recipes where I really want the fresh garlic, that zing, that flavor, but I think in a sauce like this, I think we're good. All right, so 2 tablespoons of that. Again, we're doubling the recipe. And then I also, for convenience, I use the squeezed ginger. I buy ginger and I hardly ever use it, and it always shrivels up. So this is just another convenience item for me. So we're going to use 2 teaspoons of this. After that, we're going to do miso. Do you use miso in any of your cooking?
Not typically.
So miso is a fermented soybean product, and it adds, well, it's salty, so it definitely helps add some saltiness, but it's got that umami flavor, that kind of indescribable, deep flavor that's so delicious. So this is one you definitely want to try to include in any recipe that calls for it. So that is going to be 2 teaspoons. Okay. All right, so the miso is in. Now we need 4 tablespoons of vegetable broth. So here's the vegetable broth for you. Okay, so the chili garlic sauce is next, and that's a little bit spicy. I don't know how's your family. I'm not big on spice.
Two of us like spice and 2 of us don't.
Okay, so let's just go with 1.
Okay.
And then you can add more at home if you feel like it. I don't care for spicy foods. I wish I did, but that just has never been anything for me.
Same.
I wish it were different. So we're going to be a little bit flexible. I do like that background heat, but I just don't want it burning my mouth after I'm done eating it.
And that's 1 teaspoon?
Yes, 1 teaspoon. And then it calls for the red pepper flakes. I could probably do without this. I don't know, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, we can always put that in later.
Okay. All right, so we're skipping the red pepper flakes, and I don't have a problem with that at all. Oh, and now the cornstarch. So we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and of course this is the thickener. When we cook it, it's going to make it really saucy or viscous, or I don't know what the word is, but it'll thicken it. Perfect. Okay, so I will take that, and then you are going to whisk it together. So now we're going to add the frozen veggies with 2 tablespoons of water. So the recipe calls for 16-ounce bag of stir-fry vegetables. We're doubling it. I got a 20-ounce bag, and that's pretty close, I think. I don't know that anybody will complain that there's not enough vegetables in it.
Not in my house.
All right, so in my frying pan, I have, it could be stir-fry vegetables, it could be Chinese vegetables. If you can't find that, any kind of mixed vegetables would be fine for this, I think. Have it on heat right now, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water, and we are going to cover it and let it sort of come up in temperature and start warming through. So how's the sauce look?
Good. This is our sauce.
That looks really nice.
Oh, yeah.
You've already whisked all of the cornstarch through, so that is going to be good and ready to go. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and slice up our green onion. This is kind of the garnish at the end, but we need to slice that up, and then I will also be finding some sesame seeds, some toasted sesame seeds to top it off.
Next, add the chickpeas and saute for 1 minute.
Okay. All right. So since we're doubling it, I have 2 cans of chickpeas that I've drained and rinsed. All right. Yeah. Let's add these, and then you can stir those in, and then work on evaporating the water.
All right.
So what do you guys normally order when you order Chinese food?
Well, the kids always get lo mein.
Okay.
But they get it plain with no veggies and no chicken.
Oh, okay. All right.
We usually get beef and broccoli.
Okay.
Jason likes all the spicy dishes, like the Szechuan chicken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. It's a little hard to order Chinese food when you're a vegan. There's not a whole lot of options. It's a lot of plain white rice and maybe some sauteed or steamed vegetables. So that's not something I've done a lot of since I've been eating this way. So I'm actually really excited about this. All right, so the veggies are heated through, the water's evaporating, we've got the chickpeas in here. So now we're gonna add the sauce and the noodles, and I'm feeling like this may be too many noodles. We'll kind of gauge it as we go in, but yeah, go ahead and add that sauce.
Okay.
And yeah, as soon as it's in there, you'll want to stir it around really well. All right, so the sauce is in, it's gonna start thickening, and I've got the cooled noodles. We'll just add these and kind of see how much we need. And if we need to add more liquid, we can certainly do that as well. Sure. And let me set this aside. So the sauce is really well distributed, I think, here. We can go ahead and add some of the baby spinach. Okay. And then it says to simmer it for 1 minute. So we're just going to keep it going here. And yeah, probably maybe about half of that.
Okay. It always cooks up really small.
Yeah, it does. It breaks down a lot. All right. Oops. That's all right.
The dog will get it.
Yeah. No, it's spinach. He won't get it.
It needs dressing.
All right. I think we could cover it and help the spinach to break down a little bit too.
Good idea.
All right, so we're just gonna let it keep going, and we'll finish it up in just a minute. All right, let's take, oh wow, look at that.
Wow, the spinach really disappeared.
It sure did. We could add more, but I think we'll just go with what we have here. It really looks delicious. Now the recipe says it needs to sit for a couple of minutes and sort of let the flavors meld together, and then we'll serve it up and give it a taste.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are ready, and I'm going to pour it into our serving dish, and then we'll give it a taste.
Ooh, look at that.
That looks good, doesn't it? Wow,
does.
we'll pour the whole thing in here, and we'll divide it later, but wow, whew, it's steaming up my glasses. All right.
Hey, green onions going on. Oh, that looks so
It
professional.
is very pretty. We're going to add these toasted sesame seeds.
Look at that. You can't order that from your local Chinese takeout.
Let's serve up a little bit for ourselves and give it a taste. Okay, that's
Thank you.
for you. All right, it is hot, so don't burn your mouth, but let's give it a taste.
That's so good. Wow.
That's very good. It's got a very strong ginger.
I love this.
Yeah, that's good. The soy sauce gives it, and that miso sauce, that gives it that sort of depth of flavor. That's
right, and it's not too salty, like you said.
It's not too salty, and it really does not have anything that has any fat in it. So the calorie count on this is going to be way lower than anything you would get at a Chinese restaurant. So it's delicious.
I think I'll have this every night.
Okay, Amanda, thank you so much for stopping by and helping to make this.
Oh, my pleasure, Irene. Thank you for having me.
So we're gonna go ahead and divide this up. You get to take some home to your family. And
Yay.
my husband, Bob, by the way, thank you, Bob, for your fantastic videography skills behind the camera. But we're gonna enjoy this for dinner. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
To a really beautiful mouth-feeling sauce. Mouth-feeling sauce.